Okay, all you boot lovers, this is another boot review. These I was really excited to get. These are the Jim Green Numzaan, which is a newer model for them, and they offer it in many different leathers. I don't think they offer the buffalo yet in this, but they do offer, you can make them custom however you want. But these are really kind of a great offering from Jim Green in that they are one of their double-lasted boots, and I'll explain what that is. But they not all their boots are double-lasted. A lot of people probably think they are because they don't really draw attention to that. But I believe it's like their African Ranger and some of their other boots are not double-lasted. And double-lasted, what they mean by that, it's kind of misleading, the term, but that means that it has this leather sock on the inside that's a full boot sock. And what they do in the construction of these is they have 2 layers of leather on the whole boot, and actually 3 on the heel and the toe. What they do is they wrap the inner sock layer. This is a calfskin, and this is full grain Veg Tan on the outside on this particular model. But they wrap the calfskin under, and they actually glue that, and then it's wrapped underneath the insole right here, this layer. And then the outer, they flare out and they stitch it down all the way around. So it's a stitch down welt. And it's not the same as a Norwegian welt, a storm welt, those are synonymous, and a Goodyear welt. And then the other one, which is escaping me right now, that's more dressy shoes. This is not the same as that. This flares out all the way around the boot. It's stitched down twice, and it's stitched down through that layer, through this sole, this midsole. I think it's polyurethane. And they do that because they use the polyurethane here because rubber, this is genuine rubber. This is a frog sole, frog grip sole, I think is what they call it. But this is not, rubber doesn't bond to leather very well. So they need to stitch it to this layer and then glue the rubber to that layer. And that's much more durable. Plus it makes it extremely easy to resole these boots. So that's a really good thing about them. But these are probably the most rugged boots you can buy. I mean, literally the most rugged because they are built so stoutly. You have a double layer, almost 5 millimeters of leather up here. And then in the back and the front, this is a true toe cap. You'll notice these look different than other Numzaans you're going to see because I have bigger feet than a lot of people do. And so the toe cap's really big on mine. And I noticed that when I put them on. And they do have people don't love this part of the profile of Jim Green boots because it doesn't really hourglass in very much there. It's kind of straight, and so they don't like the down. But whoever sees a boot from that angle, it is really interesting that these are really like a nice wide footprint. They're extremely stable compared to my hiking boots. It was same size. These are 13.5, but the heel's literally that much narrower. So even though you have ankle protection on those, as you do on these, are the same height, but you're more likely to roll your heel in those than you are in these. These are extremely stable. I don't think you could roll your heel if you tried because you got this flare out too. There's a lot of room there. Now, the thing about Jim Green's that this is their most highly finished boot as far as kind of fit and finish goes. But it's still, this is no Zamberlin or, some of these, and can't compare them to like dress boots. They just don't have the fit and finish. These are made by hand in South Africa, and you can tell they are. I mean, the stitching's not perfect. You can see right there, the stitching gets closer. You can see right here, compared to these 2 boots, I'm looking at this part right here, the flare out here is greater on this boot than it is on this one. And so you should be able to see that. And then, like, there's little things. I mean, there's the leather looks really consistent on these, but I've heard people say that it wasn't that consistent. You can see a little stitching is a little, they're just not going to be, if you're really anal about your fit and finish of your boots, you're really looking for like a dressy boot, this is probably not it because of that. I don't like the way that they did this right here either at the bottom. This is a stitched in kilty, so you can't remove it, and it goes underneath right here, and you fold this over, which seems like a pretty good design. It's a little bit, you have to break it in. I've worn these for probably 24 hours now, and they actually are breaking in a lot more easily than I expected. I expected them to be a lot harder to break in. The only thing I'm noticing is, and I put these insoles, I should take these out, put those in. The only thing I'm noticing about these is that this is the way they come. That's what they look like on the inside. There's no insert in them, but you don't need that. You can get your own. You should get your own, actually. But I'm noticing that the heel, because there's actually a toe cap that's a plastic between the sock layer leather. It's on top of that and under the Veg Tan leather layer in the front, and then also like a heel, it's heel vamp, I think, in the back that helps keep it stiffer back here and stiffer in the toe. And they are quite stiff in the back and the toe. One thing I notice is that my heel's kind of lumpy, so I feel a little pressure back here. But I literally, like my Pacific Northwest boots, the Drew's boots, they were much harder to break in than these. These will be broken in within probably another, let's call it 48 hours at the most of wearing them. Just a little bit of pressure through my heel. I haven't got any blisters. This is pliable enough to where it's already fine. I thought I was going to have to oil the crap out of these to get them to break in like I did with my Drew's boots, but these are proving to be a lot easier. And it might be because of my choice of the Veg Tan. The Veg Tan's, Jim Green says it's very soft compared to their other leathers, but I find them to be really easy to wear. I wore them the first day all day, and so you can see they're breaking in. This is only 24 hours of use, not even walking the whole time, and they're already breaking in across here quite well. Now these also, they come they're darker than I thought they were going to be. So they seemed like they were going to be much lighter and that's fine, because I would have preferred the walnut personally. I know a lot of people love Veg Tan, but the walnut, I prefer that kind of reddish color more than this. But this is closer to that than the lighter Veg Tan. So you can see a little bit of inconsistency in the color there, but that's part of why people like Veg Tan, is it actually gets a patina that is really attractive. But anyways, what I'll do is I will put up another so I'm right there. I'm a UK 12.5, a US 13.5. I'll put up another video once I've broken these in completely, once I have at least 100 miles on them, and let you know. But it looks like they're going to be pretty comfortable. This sole is pretty pliable. It's relatively comfortable. It doesn't feel like a tennis shoe. Don't ever expect that with a boot like this. And then also, if you're planning on wearing these as like dress boots, another thing I noticed is these are not dress boots. They don't look like dress boots. They look like they are big, chunky boots. The style looks kind of like business casual, but when you're wearing them, so especially if you have big feet like me, you get a bit of a clown foot effect. So you want to be careful that you're not trying to buy these to wear with slacks, because it's going to look a little bit ridiculous. I personally don't care, but I'm just pointing that out. They are like, oh, this is a work boot in a dress boot's clothing. That's what it is. So it is really a great combo if that's what you're looking for. Like wearing out on the weekends, awesome. Like wearing in the winter and the cold, awesome. So this is really a good buy for that type. And or one pair of shoes for the rest of for the next 10 years. Awesome. Probably as good as you can get. I'm going to treat these next. And if there's a big difference when I put beeswax, I'm going to use the handbag, conditioner, which is waterproofing and oil. I don't know how it doesn't look like it's going to change the color. I actually hit this little piece on the tongue with it the other day, and I don't even know which one. You can't tell, can't see it. Anyways, so I don't think it's going to change anything. And if I have any trouble with the heel, I will oil the inside here and let it soak in, and that way I will get the break in a little bit faster. Now I use like coconut oil, and a lot of people really pushed back on that, but I've done quite a bit of research on it, and it seems to be perfectly fine for using on boots and breaking them in. So anyways, I think that's it for right now, and I will come back to you on these when they have more wear on them and let you know what's up. And you can let me know in the comments if you want me to comment on any other part of this. Let me know soon so that I know when I do my update that I should mention that. Oh, another thing I noticed is that when I got them wet, it was raining here yesterday, this part really started to show the soaked in water around the stitching. So keep in mind, even though these are Veg Tan, they're not water resistant or waterproof, and you want to treat them right away, probably. If you can see, it's like you stained it slightly right there on the edge of the leather. Although it's going to darken up. I'm making this video deliberately before I treat them, because this is going to change the way the stitching looks down here and here, along the edges will get darker for sure. The leather itself probably won't. The other videos I've seen where people treated these boots with Veg Tan, they didn't change much at all as far as getting darker, but I actually want them darker, as I told you. So let me know if you have any other comments or questions down in the comments, and when I update this, I will let you know about what you've asked me, or I'll just respond to the comment. But anyways, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you soon. Since I went ahead and treated these boots, I figured I might as well show you guys what they look like. They are not even dry yet, but I use this hand wag, which is beeswax, mink oil, some paraffin. I don't even know what's in it, but it seems to be very similar to Snow Seal, and the end result's the same. Like when I put it on my nubuck boots, it actually darkened them a lot, of course, because that's porous. It didn't darken these very much, but they look really nice. Slightly darkened them, and it seeped in here and along the seams, which is what you want it to do. And along here, I really put a lot there, and then treated the back of the lacing area, and so that's what they look like after they're sealed and treated, and we'll let them dry, and then I'll be wearing them in the rain for the next day or two probably. So we will see how they do in the water. So just wanted to show you, and we'll talk to you soon once these things are fully broken in, and give you an update.